Good morning. So, Kurt is going to speak today on what it means to be a Christian in 2025. It's a provocative topic, I think, and he introduced it a little bit on Ash Wednesday. And as I was listening to his words on Wednesday night service, I found myself thinking that much of the prejudice and hate that we grapple with as a society is really a vision problem. And by vision, I mean an inability to see beyond the physical. You see, the eyes in our head are not equipped to see beyond surface, right? We are not Superman. We do not possess X-ray vision. And we often function at a glance. And then we quickly form judgments. And if you're familiar at all with Malcolm Gladwell's work, Blink, you have an idea about the fact that there are modern advantages of forming opinions of others in an instant. It benefited us as a species back in the day because we needed to. We needed to be able to ascertain really quickly if we were in danger, and if we were, then we had to make a quick judgment and do something. Now, there are advantages to being able to decide something at a blink, and Malcolm Gladwell talks about that in his book. Interestingly, the full title of his work, Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking. Seems we do a lot of that, thinking without thinking. Equally, we do a lot of seeing without seeing. See, unfortunately, when we see without seeing, we fail to grasp the divinity of another person because we only see what's on the surface. So we sing this prayer: open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. So having carried 2 children and being a person of faith, I've come to an interesting understanding about what I believe to be one difference between the body and the soul. Without getting too deep into the weeds about the different stages of human development, suffice it to say that the body begins its construction at conception. Then, through the course of roughly 9 months, all the necessary systems and organs required for survival outside of the womb are formed. As an analogy, it's not unlike home construction, really, right? It takes several months to go from groundbreaking to occupancy. And during that time of home construction, walls go up, furnaces go in, water lines, flooring, all the stuff that goes into building a house. Now, with human development, I believe that at some point in the process, and I don't know when that is, the soul moves in. And when it comes to the core of who that baby is going to become, the soul brings that. And more importantly, brings with it God essence. That's the individuality that we say we admire so much, right? And it's delivered to us through the soul. Now, not to beat an analogy to death here, but I would add that there is a similar truth when talking about a newly constructed house. Until someone moves in, a house lacks the warmth and personality of a home. Now, the human body comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. The human soul adds talent, humor, the ability to love. And when you put all of that together, we have the amazing thing called you. So, because of their physical purpose, our human eyes are limited in what they can see. They are designed to see just the facts. So we sing this prayer. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. Many times we lift this phrase to God. Lord, help me to see through your eyes. Help me to see others as you see them. And perhaps this prayer is spot on when beginning to answer the question, what does it mean to be Christian in 2025? Perhaps trying to see and remember that our souls bring the divinity and individuality that lives within the structure of our body. All of us, every one of us, carries a spark of God within. Christians are called to show the way. And there is so much joy to be had if we could just begin to see each other as Christ sees us. Open the eyes of our heart, Lord. Welcome to worship. We are so glad you're here.